Journey, it's a journey of struggle, it's a journey of transformation, it's a journey of healing. It's got a lot of aspects to it, and I read an early copy of the book to get a handle on what exactly I'm going to be speaking here, and I found it to be very interesting. So, before I go into introducing the one vulnerable dot or the dot, I thought it would be interesting if you guys get to see the video. We actually made a short video about the book and what exactly the book is all about. It's called The One Vulnerable Dot. So here's the video on it. Mukesh, can you maybe just start the video so we can start off? Yeah, the problems of the first book launch are going on, logistic problems. So the same to my live audience if they are also viewing this. So let me just tell you what the video is all about as we get on. So this video captures the essence of this particular book. It's going to talk to you a little bit about a very interesting journey which began 4 years back. So this journey started in 2017 and not today, and the book has taken 4 years in the making, so it's really a lot of personal emotions, work, healing, transformation which you get to see. And the video is going to talk to you a little bit about her journey in these 4 years and what made her actually come up with this book. So if we can go ahead and play the video. You need 2 minutes. Awesome. So we'll do one thing. Let me skip ahead and talk to you guys. If anyone can tell me a little bit about a story of their resilience. So basically, let me give you an agenda of what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be starting out this session, this particular book launch with a welcome note from the One Vulnerable Dot. She's going to talk a little bit about her journey and the book. Then we're going to have a small little section where we're going to be introducing you to a very interesting guest who is not available over here directly, but via Zoom call, where she's going to talk. Then we're going to talk to you about and introduce you to 2 other guests who coincidentally are over here, and they have been responsible for making this book a success. And we are also going to move right away into the phase where the dot is going to read a few passages from the book. After that, we have a small, not a competition exactly, but a small little event for you guys, where we are going to be taking a few guys who are interested to share the stories of resilience with us. So when I say stories of resilience, obviously the book, when she's going to read it and you get the essence of it, I'm pretty sure some of you, the way I resonated with it when I read it, will also feel that it's a very interesting book and part of your life, maybe a part of your journey right now resonates with it. So if you feel that way, we welcome you to share that experience with us over here. And one person whom the dot finds to be resonating with the book is going to get a free copy inscribed of One Vulnerable Dot. So this is a small little thing we thought we'll do. And then we have the regular signing part of it where you interact with the author and take your inscribed copies. And yeah, then we have something very interesting. Maybe as someone who loves to eat, this is the most interesting part of the day for me because there are black cupcakes with a red dot on top of it. So it's going to be a cherry topped black cupcake which you guys get to eat. So that will sum up the evening in a very nice way. So I don't want to take too much of time rattling on, but I don't know whether the video is ready to play. Alright. We'll do one thing. We'll park the video. How does that sound? Let's have the speech from the dot. Let me introduce her in. We'll hear the story directly from the dot's mouth, not the horse's mouth here. And once we get to learn a little bit about the story, what she's gone through and her life's experience, we can always have a nice little essence of the book tied into the video. Right? So without much ado, let me introduce you to the dot, the one vulnerable dot. Guys, it's still not a morose place, a little more energy, come on. Awesome. So she's going to be speaking a little bit about the book. We're not going to give away a lot of things, but just the essence of why you are here and why she wrote this book. And then we'll take it from there. So over to you. Set the stage.
Hi guys. Hello. Hello.
She's audible?
Am I audible? Great. So I really wanted to play that video before I speak. Is it possible?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's
Can we start?
start from the
Yeah. Started.
Done. Start. Guys, can we start?
Yeah, actually, but
Okay. I shall skip. Alright.
来闸模式，来闸
Guys, firstly, thank you so much to be here today for joining me for this book launch. This day, I won't be able to express in my real words that how does it mean to me, and sharing this with all of you guys. This is indeed a very big day for me when I'm releasing the story of my life journey with you all, to the world actually. And I'd say that this book is a piece of my heart that I made with the pieces that were fallen onto the ground. A kind of a book that I wish I had when I was going through my lows. I am sharing the story of my fallings with you so that it can help you to rise. I call it as a biography because this is someone's story. But it isn't a biography of some known identity, whose life story would make people curious to read a book. This book is an intriguing story of a common girl, everywhere to be found. The same stories, the same struggles. We see every day in our surround. The only thing is that they have lost their voices to speak because they were told that this is how you live a life. And this is the most important part of this book that says your life is yours. You need to own it. What if any of you would not want to do as you were asked to do? Or what if I don't want to live a kind of life that people asked me to live? What if I don't want to follow the footprints? What if I just want to be me and not one of them? It was indeed a lot to be asked. Irrespective of, if you are a man or a woman, it's a lot. This is enough for a being to defy. Just one step against the society or a social norm, and believe me or not, you are simply discarded. Discarded not in terms of like people just disown you. You are left alone, abandoned in norms. This I understood when I went through it. The story of the falling began when I tried to break the most biggest social norm that we call as marriage. that is when this all journey begun. That I'll be sharing on the later part. I will just give you a brief of what is this book about. I tried to break the norm, to make my own rules. I had my dreams. I wanted to live those dreams, live my life on my own terms, not as how it was given to me. I belong from a small town, Dhanbad. Back then in 2008, when after my high schools, I wanted to move out of the city and study fashion designing. But it was a lot for a girl to move out of a city and choose a career of such a kind. They tried their best, my parents, my family, friends, relatives, the society. They tried their best to stop me. In fact, I got admitted into a women's college though. But I was stubborn enough to move out. And I was furious to fly. Along with the studies of economics honors that I was got, I did my self-coaching and cleared my entrance exam in NIFT. Certainly not a best husband, but I got the best career for me. So, this journey is all about pushing my limits away. In your life journey, when you are determined to go somewhere or you want to have your own rules, your own life, you will have to make choices that will come with consequences. And consequences which will make you fall and fall again. N number of times, millions of times. But your resilience is when you don't give up. You are stubborn enough to stand again and again and again. When I was alone, this writing journey started when I was alone. When I needed a handhold to, show me a way to say that, you are enough. No matter however you are, how many pieces you are broken in, but you are enough. I was looking for that handhold, and what I saw was that it was not just me. There were millions like me who were fallen and faded, living a silent life. It's everywhere. And for that particular moment, I decided to write my journey, because this is not just my journey, this is everyone's journey. In every other home, we find someone or other suffocating to accept their identity. And so I started to write this book, to be the voice of those who need a handhold, to say to those people who are going to, turn around the pages, that this book says to you all, no matter however you are, whoever you are enough. Dare to be enough. Accept your identity. Your truth is your courage. I have my truths and I made it my strength. Your scars are not just the marks, but they are the stars in the dark. That is what you should be proud of. And I am proud of my scars, millions of scars. I'm not perfect. I can't be. I can't be me, I can't be someone else. And just roar with your truth. This is what this book says. One Vulnerable Dot is a book that says about the resilience and hope for people who believe that after every darkest of hour, there comes a new dawn. Thank you. This is what it's all about. So, guys, can we now play the video? Guys,
Yeah.
can we now play the video, please? So, I mean, you guys have understood the entire gist, but I don't want you guys to miss the video, that's why.
Meeting speaker. Voice is not coming.
Guys from the live. Guys, hi.
Volume good, na?
Your volume is full.
चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा आज? ये अभी
नहीं,
Yeah,
but
there is on it.
voice is not coming.
It is on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. What's the name?
Huh? One vulnerable dot. Ah, this is not. No, no, no. Go, go.
I think
The third
one.
Book trailer.
Trailer. Third one.
Yeah, this one now.
Yes.
एक करना
चलाओ.
I rest, therefore I am. I failed, therefore I am. I conquered, therefore I am. This journey began when I was drowning deep in despair, mental breakdown, fell down faded like ashes in ground. Abandoned, ignored, the world said, you deserve to be alone for being a social disaster. While patriarchy said, a submissive gender has no right to be a defender. To talk it out, I started to write. That sailed me through the darkest of nights. And I discovered poetry as healing soul song. Thus my journal became a journey, written in verse, all narrating a story. One vulnerable dot is a reminder of resilience and hope for those who believe. After every darkest of hour, there comes a new dawn.
All right. So maybe the subtitles worked, if not for the sound. So something worked through to you guys, I guess. So let's move on. Let's move on to two important people in the Dot's journey. So we begin this story from where all of our stories began, actually. So all our stories began when we were born, and there were two important people whom we saw first before anyone else. So that would be dad and mom. So now the Dot is going to be having a Zoom call with these two very important people in her life, and who were there and supported her throughout her life till today. So we're going to have a short call with them, live all the way, not from Los Angeles or New York, but from Dhanbad. So give it up, guys. Clap.
So I belong from Dhanbad, the coal capital of India. A brief. My father is a professor, and he always wanted me to study economics honors. He tried his very hard, but I did not. Can we have them now? Can we have them now? Yes. Guys, so actually my parents are the ones, if, I don't know if they wouldn't have been there, how would be the journey, here. I really want to thank them actually. Can they hear me? आप सुन पा रहे हैं? मम्मी पापा? Hello? Hello? Internet, I tell you. We can do everything but can't handle this internet. Guys, what is the problem?
You won't stand there. You won't stand there. They can't.
Can you? आप देख रहे हैं मेरे को? हेलो? ये स्टक क्यों हो गया है?
कनेक्शन इशू है।
Everything is going crazy. Yeah, we are live. People are watching this. What is happening? क्या कर रहे हैं?
I think they can see you. There's some.
क्या आप दिख रहे हैं? मम्मी पापा आप देख पा रहे हैं हमको? हाँ? देख रहे हैं? आवाज आ रहा है? इंटरनेट चल रहा है? आवाज आ रहा है? ना Guys, I'm so sorry for this. I did not expect this to happen, but Ram, क्या हुआ? उनका phone पे? Okay, give me your phone. I just want to do a video call. No matter if it's in the screen or not. Let it be, guys. Give me your phone.
Here.
लगा कि
Why don't you just put it in hotspot? That might give you the video call.
hotspot?
मतलब phone.
हाँ,
I think.
आया? आप लोग देख पा रहे हो?
वॉल्यूम
देख
नहीं
पा रहे हैं? आवाज आ रहा है? तो मम्मी पापा देखो ये बुक तो हो गया, आप तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते, किसी तरह बन ही गया। So, हाँ मतलब बहुत बोली कि नहीं करो, कर लिए, बट सीरियसली सच में मतलब अगर तुम उस समय हमको कि जब मेरे अंदर एकदम स्ट्रेंथ नहीं था, उस समय अगर नहीं बोली होती कि फाइट फॉर इट और करो, कोशिश करो, जितना हो उतना कोशिश करो, नहीं कर पाते वरना। और पापा आपके बिना तो पता ही नहीं चलता कि मेरे ड्रीम्स है क्या। जब पहली बार फैशन डिजाइनिंग करना था तब आप बोले दर्जी बनना है क्या, बट वही करना था और कर लिया, और आप हमेशा सपोर्ट किए। That is the biggest thing that आपकी वजह से हम वो भी कर पाए, आपकी वजह से बुक भी कर पाए। अगर आप दोनों नहीं होते तो शायद ये बुक नहीं होता और शायद हम नहीं होते जो आज हैं। So, thank you so much. This book deserves to you. Thank you. Thank you. जरूर कंटिन्यू रहेगा, आप दोनों रहेंगे तो सब होगा। थैंक यू मम्मी पापा। चलो अब जूम लिंक ज्वाइन करके देखो, ओके बाय। So yeah, that I really wanted to do. Before acknowledging anyone, my parents are I guess the most important person. So this book, the making of this book has been like quite a journey. Even after the manuscript got final, the main journey started from that point. Actually, people say it right. And one of the lines that I wrote while going through the publishing process was that writing a book is like growing a baby within you, while publishing is like giving it a birth. So, the publishing process and everything, the interiors of the book was actually the most challenging part. Because nobody, in fact, when people got to know that it has black pages, they were like, this MRP will go super hard. I was like, I can't afford that. And thankfully, Mr. Ranjan, who is the publisher of this book, I owe him a lot because it was a very short span of a time, and I had decided to launch this in November, and I had no time. Just I think 20 days back, I got in touch with him. And imagine what he did, the skeptical shoe. Like, I did not believe that it would, but he did. The book came out like exactly the same. I imagined it. I am but thankful to him, Mr. Ranjan. And and one more person actually. The book begins with me. The journey started with me, but you will know that it ended with a person that actually shaped the book in a happy ending, Shanit. So you can say like he's the happy ending, and this is like a common story of a common girl, which you will resonate a lot. It's for you all, not for me. Thank you.
Alright guys, so let me ask you a question. What do you think is the reality of reality shows? Does anyone know what happens after people get out of a big box room, or maybe after a reality show like Nach Bade ends? So we had one person who thought about this, and he came up with a book like in May or June of this year, and it became a bestseller. So this is about the journey of reality stars after and the reality of these reality stars after they finish their journey, which we see at least. So this person is the guest for today, and he's been a seasoned storyteller. I wouldn't call him an author because he does a lot of things along with it. So he is a storyteller, that's the best way of putting it. He's a marketeer, he brands him, he's a photographer, he tells stories through photos, and one of the mediums is obviously a book. And he came up with one book called as Story Behind the Notes. And this book is about reality stars, which I was just talking to you about. So I'll ask him to maybe share a couple of words, come onto the stage, take the center stage, talk a little bit about himself, and grace this occasion. So give it up guys to Bharat Shenoy.
Thanks, sir. Hi all. And first of all, congrats for the book.
Thank you.
To be honest, there were some glitches obviously. Even I had a virtual launch in June, and even we faced a lot of glitches. It happens. So nothing to, I know you are very nervous, so nothing to feel nervous. So this is the occasion, so I'll just give a brief about me, then I'll speak. So, I've done my engineering, and as an engineer, I'm sure whoever has done engineering here knows the hurdles faced there. So, I had n number of backlogs, I can't even count to be honest, and most of that I didn't tell to my parents. So, it was like a very crazy journey, and I also went through those kind of depressing moments. But then today, when I look back, to be honest, I've done photo shoots for Mrs. World, so Mrs. India, who was one of the contestants for Mrs. World, and I've done a lot of other things as well. So like say product photo shoots, and we've shot multiple short films. And me and my wife worked with her, so she's also my strength. Unfortunately, she's out of station, so she couldn't come down. But yeah, coming to the point. So what I genuinely feel is that this the title of the book, One Vulnerable Dot. I'm sure most of you have gone through that phase, right? Or at least if not now, in future definitely you'll go through that. So, but if you manage to kind of gather the courage and go against the dot, like how she did, so I'm sure you are no more vulnerable. If you have authored a book and if you got it released and you're
I'm still vulnerable. I will be.
So to be honest, it was really heartening to listen to her talk, and it's my pleasure to be here. And also, like I happened to get my book published from Clever Frogs Ranjan, and he's been an immense support. And to be honest, I struggled with a lot of publishers. I went through like say close to 25-30 people, and everyone were eager listening to the brief of the story, but the kind of prices they quote or kind of hurdles they put across is like insane. But thanks Ranjan for helping me out, and I'm sure you are helping a lot of other authors like Neha too. So hearing to what I say, I'm definitely buying a copy of this, and wishing you all the very best, Neha, and and hope this is not the first one. Thank you.
Thank you.
So guys, I'm gonna take the center stage again to invite Bharat once again and Ranjan, because we need the publisher who's been the success story behind one budding author and one best-selling author now, and we'll ask the Dot to give both of them some mementos from our end to remember this occasion, and thanks for gracing it. Cheer up guys, come on. Thank you.
This is for you. You don't need to buy. I want you to read this journey.
And I don't
And
need to
thank
buy.
you so much. Thank you so much.
I mean, thanks for the book, but to be honest, I like collecting signature copies. So
Okay, yeah, of course, indeed. I would love to.
Right.
Yeah, then right then.
Yeah, yeah.
Here goes the pen. Yeah. So this is going to be the first signature copy of my book. Very excited.
it's been a great show.
Thank you.
All the very best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what I was discussing with the Dot was whether we should just park it over here and just acknowledge the publisher and the guest and the parents, or should we talk about everyone else who are in the making for this particular book? So it'll take a few, maybe a minute's time to acknowledge everyone else who are part of the making for the One Vulnerable Dot. I'll request the Dot to maybe take a minute and read out acknowledgements of every single person who made this book a success. Yeah?
So acknowledgements is a heavy part, guys. There are a lot many people to be thanked for, but of course I couldn't include everyone here. There will never be enough words to express my gratitude for being able to share a life journey in a bunch of poetries. It is possible because of people I have with me to keep me supporting and encouraging to look beyond my horizons. To my friends, cheers, who have always had my back. Thank you for making me believe in my decisions, for being the voice of reasons in my life, and to keep building the hopes in me when I was void of none. To my parents, thank you for bringing me up so strong. Much love and gratitude. To all whom I met during the making of this journey, you have been either a reason or a lesson. And finally, of course, the most important one, my readers. You are going to make this book a book. I truly feel like I already shared a bond with you guys. For cherish and everything I have. Thank you for all your support, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. This book has a lot many pictures. The poetry flows with a bunch of pictures depicting the real life moments, and most of the pictures are clicked by my brother, who is the photographer. So, Kumar Aditya, thank you so much. And my friend Rajshri, who has also been a part of this book. And so yeah, thank you Rajshri. And yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so after a lot of glitches and a video which played and you guys got a chance to see, now we move to the exciting part of today's evening. We are going to be reciting a few pieces from this particular book, The One Vulnerable Dot. So I'll be starting you guys off by setting a tone which is going to be very dark. It's going to be a little sad. It's going to be a little melancholic. So, there was this quote actually, that one of the saddest things in life is that one remembers these saddest things in lives. So this was said by Agatha Christie, the author of Poirot's books, and I think you guys might have seen or heard one of her movies or her books. So the reason why I chose this particular quote was this pretty much sums up this phase in the book. So when we talk about the falling, which she's going to be reciting from, this is a phase where she was going through despair. She was going through a phase of pure darkness. She was falling into the abyss, and nobody was there to care for her. There were life incidents which led up to each other, and she was just very vulnerable. Hence, the one vulnerable dot. It began there. The story began there. This is a scene which sets in 2017, where her story is at the rock bottom, where you can actually see it. So we are going to be she's going to be sharing a couple of pieces from this particular phase. The rest of it is available in the book for you guys. So yeah, the dot, are you ready to start today's journey?
Yes.
So I'm taking the dot as well as you guys back to 2017, where it all actually began.
So before we move ahead, guys, I would like to announce that the book is live now. The big day is here, the moment is here. It's available on Amazon India.com is yet to happen. Author's name and book name same. People are not accepting. It's indeed a challenge, but I'll make it. No worries. And so Amazon India, Kindle, Google, and Clever Store. Clever Store is the publisher stores. You must go and buy it from there. And whatever way suits you. So yeah, the book is live now. Great. So as Bharat said, now this is the time where sharing my story. For the first time, I think in my life that I'm opening up in front of everyone. I don't know how many of you are watching me from live, Facebook, Instagram, here. Yeah, this is the moment to share my story of. This started in 2017. when I got married, and it was my choice. Like I said, when you want to make your own life, you make choices that come with consequences, and this was the same. I chose to get married to a guy, and it turned into be a disaster. And after 2 months of marriage, I broke that. Just 2 months, you can imagine going against your parents, getting married, and then after 2 months coming back and saying, I don't want this. What would they react? They just said, you are a woman, you have to make a home. It's your responsibility to handle a man, a husband, and adjust. This is a small word, right? People use it so often, adjust. It's not easy to adjust sometimes. And this one thing our society basically doesn't understand, that broken marriages, broken relationships is not a stigma. It's your free will to choose your life, man. What if I don't want to stay with the person that doesn't make me happy? It's my right to choose my happiness. So I did that, and I was discarded. No family support, no friends, nothing. From Delhi to Bombay I landed. No money, no house, no friends, no family, no job. And I stayed in a guest house for some time. I stayed in a boys' PG for some time. I stayed in a 10 by 10 room for a few months. I couldn't sleep for 2 months and got into depression, anxiety. I had nothing else left. All in vain. I couldn't see anyone around. And my parents said, don't talk to me because you can't come home, because what will people say? What would they ask? How would we answer? This is the major reason. What would people say? Log kya kahenge yaar? I am going through. Are they coming me to save me? No. So, yeah. Let's start with the readings. This is the story that started, and this is the story of my fallings when I was in ashes, and how the courage that I got, and how I became the person that I am standing in front of you. So, like I said, marriage is something that people have made a very big thing, and it's been given to us since our birth. Like, you have to get married. This is the age you need to get married, get married. So, the color of red, vermilion, why is it so important? Existence of roses with thorns is enough to believe in the depth of vermilion. No color is as territorial. It stakes a claim on one's existence, like love over for death and life over for time. When they said a tint of vermilion is for love that leads, little did she know, it's also for the heart that bleeds. So, this was when I was in between of choosing a life and marriage. So I realized that this color red has a lot significant in our life. And he took off his mask just after the vows. She found a demon that never before she saw. Yeah, exactly, this is what happened. 2 hours of marriage, and I found that this was all about money. And I didn't find a husband ever. It was the evil that I'm dealing with every night. So, after I made that decision, like how I was said, my parents, the society, everybody, nobody came. She asked her mom, being shattered, "Mom, please come to me. I need you." Mom said to her, "Sorry, daughter. I have a society to look after, and you are a social disaster." She realized the cage that she broke at the marriage altar, her parents are still inside that ever after. And yeah.
So yeah guys, these were a few pieces from the following. So yeah, I mean like this was a very black part of her life. A disparity was there. She was being treated in a way which was biased, and when you read the book you're going to find that this is a phase which is going to be the darkest. But like all our stories, I'm pretty sure all of us would have seen something similar going on in our lives. Nobody lives a life which is completely smooth. So in those rough edges, you usually find that there is always this search towards the light at the end of the tunnel, the ray of hope which everyone's searching for. And that is pretty much where we are going with the second phase of this particular story. So we move on to the second phase in the Dot story, where she goes towards the rising. This reminds me of actually a quote, once again. So this is a quote about, which was written by a very famous Holocaust survivor called as Viktor Franklin. He wrote a book called as Man's Search for Meaning. It goes something like this. If you know the why for your life, no matter what the how is, you can face it. And I thought that would be the most apt way of describing this phase. The Dot was searching for her why she had to survive, what she had to do with her life. And no matter what was thrown at her, how she had to do it, she found a way around it. And that is pretty much what the rising phase is all about. So I'm going to invite her to share us a glimpse from 2018-19, the phase when she has already fallen, she's at rock bottom, and she's now rising. So we're going to take a few pieces from there just to give you an essence of what exactly this phase in her life was all about. Over to you, Dot.
Yes, guys. So, as Bharat already explained it, so the second phase of the book begins when I was in a process of collecting the courage from here and there, wherever I found. And the only thing that kept me going was that I was determined to live again. Here I go, quitting to go with the flow. I'm not for dead yet to ride the tide to and fro. For old unhappy, far off things, battle started long time ago. Today, the night seems cloudy, but I believe the silver line will glow. And this wind will cease to blow. For all of them who quit to go with the flow. Thank you. So, thank you. So, I got this one tattoo made. I believe in fishes, you know how they swim upwards when the pressure is high. Only the dead fish flow with the stream. Only the dead ones flow with the stream. Alive ones swim in the backlash towards the upstream. So after I got this tattoo made, you will find the picture in the book. This gives me strength to be free and flexible. So, another part of it. I fall again, but stubborn to stand again. to rebound again, to shatter until my illusions scatter, until I conquer to reality to which cracks doesn't matter. Thank you. This was the rising.
Yeah. So interestingly, when I was talking with the Dot and preparing for today's book launch, she told me something very interesting. So usually how I would see it is, you fall, you kind of heal, and then you rise. So why is it that this particular book talks about falling, then rising, and then healing? So she told me something very impactful, and which I thought I want to share with you guys. So what she told me was, she did fall and she did rise, which is get up, get on her 2 feet and try to live her life the way she wants to. It is only when you start doing that then you reach the stage of healing. And the healing is not a phase where you say that, okay, it's 2021, it's been 4 years, I wrote a poetry book and I'm done healing. It's a continuous process. Even today when she's standing over here and being a part of this audience and going live on Insta and Facebook and nervous as always, she's going through her healing process. She is braving her odds. She's braving a lot of emotions which come to the surface, and she's facing it with all the courage she can muster. That is pretty much something which is very, very integral to being a human. And that is what separates us from any other species in the world. We are able to rise, we are able to continuously heal, learn, grow, and get better day on day. So the healing phase is pretty much the stage in which the Dot is right now, and this is the stage which is an ongoing process. So she's going to share a few pieces from this space, but I thought I'll maybe share one more quote going with my tradition of 2 quotes which I shared with you guys before I wrap this up. So this quote goes something like this. It's Ayn Rand, so I don't want to paraphrase her. So freedom means to ask nothing, to expect nothing, and to depend on nothing. So this is the best way I could think of about healing, where she no longer expects anything from anyone. She no longer demands or requests or does anything. She doesn't want anything as such for her freedom, because her freedom is just being herself and going by her day the way it takes it and going with the flow. And that is what this particular stage is all about. So over to you, Dot. We are going to be discussing the final phase, and this is the healing phase of this particular journey.
So, the healing, right? Healing, it's hardly, it's a process, long process. You can't get it in like months or 2 years. This is what makes you individual, a person. And my healing process started when I started to write. Writing gave me the power. I was not a writer before. I never have written anything before. And this book was not planned to be written. I started to write just to went out because I had no one. I got this writing. I discovered writing as a power, the words of power. No, the power of words, sorry. So, yeah. I would like to share how healing began. Second, guys, I think I lost that page. Sorry for this. So, down there when I was on the verge to sink, I found a home made of paper and ink. Tiny and little it seemed, while inside, a world within. It wasn't just a shelter for me. It made me to heal. A power in words gave me strength to win. Yeah, this is how I discovered writing, and this is how this book came up. So, when I was going through this process, I discovered solitude, I discovered self-embracement, how to love yourself and how to be complete. And one day I remember somebody asked her, how does it feel to you to be free on your own? I said, so somebody asked her, what freedom feels like? She smiles, says, when you start embracing every bit of yourself with a heart filled in gratitude, it liberates to breathe you free. So, gratitude is for something when you realize your worth. The last one from the healing. I betray my setbacks, looking straight into their eye. Challenges on the ground could not bar my sky. Thank you.
Come. So we're done with the 3 phases, and this pretty much is just a glimpse of what the book is all about. So you're going to be seeing passages in the falling phase, you're going to be seeing passages from the rising and the healing. So they're going to be radically different pieces of poetry, because this is not something which the Dot has written maybe sitting a couple of months back, reflecting back. These were pieces of poetry which was written in those particular years, in those particular months when she was facing these particular challenges in her life. So this started in 2017 and ended in 2021 and came out as a book. So, giving you this essence, I also wanted to invite some of you guys who joined us over here and the guys on Insta and Facebook Live. I hope you can see me waving at you. If you can share some of your stories of resilience. I'm sure that all of us are in different stages in our journey. Some of us are falling, some of us are rising, some of us may have reached the healing stage. I know for sure that I'm in one of my phases myself. So I would invite if some of you guys could maybe share in a minute a story in which they went through one of these phases, or maybe all of them. And if you feel like maybe gracing this occasion and sharing it with us and introducing yourself, and if you feel that you can really connect with this book, that would be wonderful. So anyone wants to get us started? All right, we have one martyr already ready. So let's get you on the stage now. Come on, guys. We always clap for the martyrs.
Well, congratulations, Neha. First book. Kudos to whatever you have formed. When you talk about the whole celebration of this whole journey, and that's a big thing. Actually, it is very difficult to define the whole journey of struggle, of healing into 1 minute as such. But yes, I'll just give a brief. So I was, I can totally resonate in various parts of your journey. So one of it is like when you talk about resilience. So I think resilience is a very lonely journey, and it does not, you expect someone to be there, but I don't think so. You have to find the power in yourself to go along. And just one example, like I was being struck out of the college in 2013 around, and after then I went and I gave my I tried. Basically it was a false allegation that I was trapped in, just to set an example for the other students. And then this is the first time I'm talking about this. So and being into a government institution, you really have no power to fight against it. So I tried. My family tried. I tried going back to the politicians, and fighting up in the courtroom, and then going back to the same college, completing my years. Yes, we were drained financially, but yes, the whole thing that the whole journey, I realized one thing, and that was people are very confident in telling you what they think about you, what you think. What they think you think is the best. Putting it very simply, they are pretty much confident about you, while you are in the self-doubt, while you are unable to stand up, but they are going to tell you, this is wrong, this is right. But I have assumed, like, I have come out of it pretty much, and nowadays, when people start talking about you rather than you talking about yourself, I think then you have achieved something. And I think I have, realized, I have felt that, and I'm glad that I'm out of it. But yes, I was not courageous enough and put my words into the book and present it to the world and celebrate it like Neha. So congratulations, and all the best. And we will be. And one more thing, yeah. So I was recently started following you on Insta. So I just saw that you have. I just came across that you have. The book is not pretty much just about the poetry. It's about your paintings as well, right? So I think that's an absolutely very best part of it, and I am looking forward for more books.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Actually, that reminded me of another quote. I'm just quoting all over the place today, man. So this reminded me of, I don't even remember who this person was, but he told that, the biggest fallacy of the world is that the ones who are intelligent don't know that they are intelligent, and the ones who are not intelligent think that they are intelligent. So this is the kind of situation which he aptly explained, where he is in self-doubt and everyone else knows, and it's also called imposter syndrome these days. But yeah, that pretty much sums up. That was a very interesting story which you shared with us. Thank you. Anyone else wants to maybe take a dab at it? Oh, we have a guest over here. Yeah, awesome. Come on, bud.
Thanks, Sid. Actually, this is not actually my story, but listening to you, this is actually my wife's story which I wanted to tell. Today, unfortunately, she's out for a project, so she couldn't join. So basically, right, she's from a very remote part of MP, very remote village where girls marry very soon, and education issues and all sorts of things. Okay, and in her school days, she lost her mom, and during her postgrad, she lost her dad. And she always wanted to be a musician. And her mom was a popular poet when we used to watch Doordarshan. She used to come on TV, so she was quite popular then. Her mom was quite popular then. And Divya, my wife, she wanted to do something in this field, in music and movie side. So today she's working in a good corporate firm. She's done sound engineering from Rahman's Academy, and we've together done multiple short films, and currently she's also working in multiple projects. And yeah, she's very much connected to, and yeah, she's from MP, she doesn't know Kannada altogether, but now here she's kind of trying to communicate with people who are from Kannada industry, and it's been, to be honest, she's my strength also. It's amazing. Listening to your story, I thought I'll just tell this one.
That's wonderful.
Any more quote?
Yeah, I'm run out of quotes, but I'll just say that this was a wonderful thing which he shared, a story which resonates with all three stages which he faced. I'm pretty sure in her own way, Bert's wife also went through the falling, the rising, and the healing. So before I wrap up, I can take one more story, or if everyone's shy, then I'll wrap up. Anyone's interested to take a dab at it?
Guys, I just shared mine. Jared, come. It's your story.
We haven't listened to that story.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks over there, Fasil. So that happens to be one of my closest buddies, and he put me on the spot right now in front of I don't know how many people. Hi. So, all right, I'll break it up in all three phases and give it to you. This is from 2014, 15 time. Yeah. So I also started my journey as an engineer, went into development, did not like it, went into human resources, they did not like it, and decided to move out of the space and do something which mutually will be a win-win. So I decided to pursue MBA. And this was a decision which was a very curious one, because this was literally falling for me, because I left a job where I could take care of myself and decided to go back to my mom crying that, can you please take care of me for the next 1 year. So I was falling, money was short in my own small little way. And what I noticed was I could resonate a lot when she was speaking about the falling stage, because when we are falling, we feel that this is the end of it. The world ends right now. Every day is like despair, everything is black, and the wonderful chatterbox which we have in our head keeps telling us that, yeah, nothing's going to happen, you're not going to move forward. Same thing happened with me, that you're not going to get a college, you're not going to do your MBA, you're going to be stuck over here, you're going to be at your mom's pad, and you don't like development, and you've gone into human resources and all those things. I decided to write my cat, and some college decided that, yeah, we can give this guy a shot. So I moved into what I thought was the rising. And like she told, the rising stage is one of self-discovery. It's finding one's identity and understanding what he or she likes or doesn't like. For me, it was to understand that not every person in the college or any person in the world would like you. I can bet that out of the 100% over here, 20 to 30% of you will be like, why is this guy chattering on and on? So it's obvious that that is something which is going to be there. But we are not supposed to be liked by all the 100%. And that is what rising is all about, being very comfortable in our own skins and having our own identity. And once I rose, and then the healing process started, and like she told, and I agree now, the healing is a continuous process. So self-love is something which I have discovered, and this book gave me more reinforcement that that is a very important part of our life. So all I can say is, I finished my MBA, and coincidentally I'm not doing anything related to management also now. I'm writing and I'm anchoring to you guys. So God knows where it's going to go. But one thing I understood is that love yourselves every day. You're going to be the one person who's you're going to have the longest journey of your life with. So maybe the next 70, 80 years which we plan to live, if everything goes well, is going to be with ourselves. So that pretty much sums up my journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bharat, for sharing such a...
Before she thanks me also, after this, she's going to be announcing the results for this particular thing. Yeah? Alright.
Before that, one very common question that people have been asking me since months, that why one vulnerable dot? What does it mean? So, vulnerability, people say it's your weakness. People say that vulnerable are the broken ones. But no, guys. You're being real, you're being who you are. You being broken, you being vulnerable, sensitive, overthinker, emotion, too much flow of emotions, whatever it is, it's your identity, and accepting your real self, your truth, is vulnerability, right? So yes, I am vulnerable, I have been vulnerable, and I will be vulnerable, because my wings have grown stronger in vulnerability, and I'm not going to give up. Thank you.
So when she goes through the process of deciding one winner, hopefully I'm also in the contest now, so I also get a chance. So, oh yeah, we have from Insta also. You want to read out a few of them?
I just have one question. What's
Yes.
the meaning of
Oh yeah, we park the question because I'm going into the Q&A round right now. Don't steal my thunder. So, okay, now we move into the phase where we're going to do a short Q&A. And after that, we're going to announce the results for this. And then we are going to go into signing, pretty much wrapping up today's event.
Okay,
So, any questions for the dot?
Go through the comments and all.
So I'll do one thing. There are a few on Insta also. Some of them are waving. Do we have? Yeah, before them, I think we need to get our privileged guests on over here. So, anyone has any questions to her? Anything you guys want to ask her? I think this is a book which I personally feel is like showing a person's life journey in a very honest and transparent way. There is no, like if you read the book, you'll get to know there is nothing more vulnerable than being brutally honest with yourself in any way, and also nothing which is more uplifting than that and liberating than that. So yeah, any questions you guys have? Anyone wants to ask anything to the
Guys,
back?
ask me anything. Just anything.
Why did you choose this cover? What was the concept behind this?
This cover? Okay. So the concept was that once sunshine, I needed everything to be black and one sunshine. That is you. And actually, me and my brother were looking for some yellow flowers, and we found that, and we clicked a picture which was like everything in black and only yellow flower. And it turned out to be a painting I made. A photograph turned into painting, and a red dot. A red dot is enough on its own. You have seen in exhibitions when an art piece is sold, they put a red dot. It doesn't need explanation. It says that it's sold. So the red dot is enough on its own, and that is the dot is enough on its own. One vulnerable for dot, a sun shining for darkness. Thank you. So guys, yeah, question.
Any more questions? Alright, we have a very... Okay, Fazan has a question.
Ask the mic.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
I think we should give
So, I'm sure the process of healing would involve a lot of forgiving. Am I audible?
Can we get another mic, please?
Yeah.
We are gonna answer the Insta FB questions as well, guys. Put up your questions. Mukesh, note down the questions. Can you start the mic? Yeah.
So, I'm sure the process of healing would involve a lot of forgiving as well. So,
Healing. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it.
the last phase. Am I audible now?
Yes, now you are.
Okay. So, the last phase, the healing phase, I'm sure it would involve a lot of forgiving as well. So, how have you found that phase?
Alright. Forgiving, right? So, you start to forgive when you know there is nothing to be forgotten. Like it's already done and dusted. Why to carry the baggage within and feel heavy? What will you do to you? Nothing. It will only make you feel heavy. You will keep on struggling like I did for some time. And I realized that this is not going to lead me anywhere. If I want to move ahead, I need to forgive everything that has happened and refound myself in a new version. So once I started forgiving to the people, to the happenings, to situations, to God, like why did you forgive this to me? Everything fell in place, and I had to do nothing after that. And it liberated me. I found solitude, I found me. Forgiving is indeed the most important part of healing. Thank you. Guys, more questions? Would love to hear. Mukesh from Instagram?
Right, no question.
Guys from Facebook, any questions to be asked?
कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा इंस्टाग्राम पे कमेंट में किया.
Alright. So,
Alright, let's put a wrapper on it. So now we are going to be moving to the stage on my agenda where we are going to be pretty much going to the signings. Oh yeah, I forgot the winner. So who is the winner and who is going to get that inscribed copy? We have a few from Instagram also who shared their stories. A couple of days back she went live, she had a video done a week back I guess, and she had a few stories of resilience from there. So they are also in contention. So who is this lucky person we are planning to give this to?
Alright. From Instagram, we have this guy named with Inner Engineering as his Instagram handle. So he shared a video recently and how he I'm disclosing your story. I'm not in detail with just how resilient you were. That how you came over your journey and how it resonated, how my journey resonated with you, and it really touched me. So this book, the signed copy book, goes to you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And from here, I would like to thank Vidush for sharing the most weak times of his life, for that made him resilient and that made him the person he is. So Vidush, thank you.
Awesome. So we have one from social media and one physically over here. I think Vidush can get his copy on the stage.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, come down.
Sure.
Alright guys, one round of applause. Alright.
Mandatory photo, right? Our guest, it's really my honor to have you here, and I would like to present a very special piece of my book, the cover painting. So, can I have you here? This is for you. This is my painting of it's not the original one, it's with me. It's a copy of my painting that I painted for the cover.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Means a lot.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I guess we're done. The Insta Inner Engineering, I would like to have an address detail. I want to courier my
Do you want them to have the cupcakes or you want to give them the sign?
No. Yeah. So I want you to have the cupcakes first. Because your tummy should be full, right? So the cupcakes basically this lady has made on my one request that I wanted the cupcake to look like one vulnerable dot, all black and one red dot. It is delicious. Go guys, have enjoy.
It's chocolate truffle guys and I had a piece of it, it's awesome. So guys go ahead and enjoy the cupcakes and then come back for the signs, for your signed copies of the book. Alright, thanks for joining us. And yeah, I can't give you guys any cupcakes, but
Thank you.
you get the book on Amazon Kindle.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for being here today and watching me all this while, and thank you so much. So this is going to end now. Now I'm going to sign the books, and yeah, this was a great show, I guess. The book is launched, guys. Go book your copies. Make your orders. It will reach to you in another week's time. So, thank you so much. Bye.